When I saw it, it caught my eye immediately, and I said, oh, you have to be in my collection. All hail a beard, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we are back for another edition of Big Beard Business. Today we're talking about 7 red hot fragrances that will get you laid. Essentially, these are colognes that attract women. Now, the first fragrance on our list today is one that I would consider to be overlooked. This one gets looked over a lot because of there's some other really nice fragrances for in this house. But this fragrance, personally to me, is high power, it's expressive, and it's sophisticated. The fragrance comes from the house of Prada, and this one is Prada Lunarosa Sport. And this is probably not what you were thinking, but this fragrance does a lot when it comes down to that performance. The longevity is there, and this one just is kind of like an original scent, although this one is a flanker. You get that juniper berry, you get tonka bean here, you also get some ginger and vanilla. This fragrance was really made to be on that yachting experience, that catamaran, and well, I think it has that sense of sophistication to it while still being an overall sexy scent that is not readily available everywhere, so this one is going to help you with those compliments coming in. Now, the next fragrance I want to transition to is newer to my collection, and this one came in on the back half of 2021. It's a unisex scent for sure, and it does a lot. There is something that is complex and mysterious, but also soft and inviting with this fragrance. It's fruity, it's floral, it's oriental. This fragrance is none other than Hibiscus Mahajad from Maison Crivelli. I had to make sure I said that name correctly. So the red is popping off here, and what you would imagine with a scent like this is going to be spice. That rose within this fragrance is nice, it's done well, it's not too pungent, and it's not too soft. It's there, and it's blended extremely well. There's something that is extremely high quality about this scent, and it lasts. If you think back to the first impressions that I talked about with this fragrance, I sprayed this one, and throughout the house it lingered, and the misses came in like, what are you wearing? And this was what I had sprayed. Just a phenomenal fragrance that will help in terms of getting you laid, because it's going to spark that conversation, and it's up to you to go for the touchdown. Now, speaking of touchdown, I got something new in that just touched down, and I have to bring this in. It's not a part of the official list, but I figured it would be good to share with you since we're talking about red hot fragrances to help get you laid. Boom! The NAVITUS Discovery Set pack is in, and as you can tell, this red one here, it just looks sexy. Now, this red box here features 15 fragrances that really are embody that sensual aspect of it. So these fragrances here are all date night approved and are sure to help you in terms of that compliment factor as well as getting laid. Now, if you like the fresher things, the black box here is the one for you. This also features 15 fragrances, and they don't repeat with the exception of one, which is that of Viva More, because Viva More is a fragrance that does so many things, and it really transcends between the two spaces, and we wanted to make sure we stayed at 15. Now, what I did enjoy about these, and I think you will enjoy about these new discovery sets as well, is that we really took the feedback to heart from the first 2 or 3 series and made sure that we brought you some fire. All right, so first off, this is what you're going to get on the inside here. You get the full rigmarole, so you'll be able to understand what these fragrances are all about. Now, what you'll notice here when you look at this is this one here is not filled to the brim, and that is done by design. This is a 7 ml bottle, but within that you're going to get between 5 and 6 ml because what we look to do is put a pressurized atomizer here so you can really understand the full experience of what you are getting. Show me another atomizer like that in the game. When it comes down to discovery sets, I'm going to tell you there aren't any. Okay, we wanted to make sure we made things super high quality for you, and well, there they go. And within these discovery sets, you'll see things like XO Brandy, part of my latest collection. You guys know that is a boozy fragrance that gets the job done in compliment factor and sexy sophistication. You'll also see things like the Embrace from Monica Choi, and you know that this fragrance here is that warm, sexy, sensual scent, and then you also get that Serenade. These discovery sets go for $145 retail, and inside of each you're gonna get a 75 ml of fragrances. You'll be able to try out the entire lineup. Now here's the deal, there is an offer going on right now for 50% off one as an introductory, but if you get two, you're gonna get 65% off, making these things super affordable. So make sure you don't miss out on the introductory offer, because it's not always going to be introductory. And last go around, they sold out a lot, so don't get mad at me if you miss out. Now, as I go into this next fragrance here, it needs no introduction, but the fragrance is one that I'm going to introduce. This fragrance comes from the house of Parfums de Marly, and this one is Cologne, okay? This scent here is one that was highly anticipated for me because I really enjoyed that red bottle. When I saw it, it caught my eye immediately, and I said, oh, you have to be in my collection. Now, although this fragrance is in a red bottle, I believe the orange notes within this fragrance get most of the attention. In the top here, you get blood orange. In the mid, there's orange sanguine, and then amber in the base, and that's orange-ish, okay? This fragrance is kind of a green, earthy feel, but it's also kind of warm, and it's also semi-fresh. And this fragrance is going to work for you in situations just like the others, but you may want to rock this fragrance in the daytime in a different environment than some of those darker late night scents. And this next one kind of falls in that same guideline. And this fragrance comes from the house of A.G.E, and this is from the Casamarati series, and this one is Italica. Now, this scent here is it's a lactonic scent. In the top there, you have milk, you have saffron, you have apple, and then as you get into the mid of the scent, this is where it gets even more delicious, and she's going to want to gobble you up. That's where the gourmand notes really begin to come to life, and there you get vanilla, toffee, tonka bean. In the base here, there's some amber and some incense. An extremely enjoyable fragrance that I don't think anyone will be mad at you wearing, and they will likely love it. So there you have it, Italica from A.G.E Casamarati series. Now, this next scent that we're talking about today is one that I sprayed on recently, and I had my wife determine which scent that she enjoyed more. I sprayed this fragrance on one hand and another fragrance on the other, and well, this is the one that reigns supreme. The fragrance comes from the house of Tom Ford, the master of seduction himself, and this one is Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. Now, don't just take my word for it or my wife's word for it. There are a lot of women out there who talk about this scent on YouTube. Now, this is also a unisex scent, and this fragrance really does a great job in terms of being a fragrance that works well on a man, as well as a fragrance that works well on a woman, because we see unisex fragrances, but sometimes they lean one way or another a little bit more. And to me, the cherry note here is not one that's like medicinal. It's not like a medicine cherry, but this fragrance is more of an exotic cherry. It's candied, it smells nice, and for me and the way I wear this scent, the longevity works. It projects, it performs well for me, so it's one that I stand by, and I think a lot of you should as well, because well, when you're on standby and that late night call comes in, you'll be good to go. Now, the next fragrance I want to transition to is Explosive, and it comes from a long line of explosive fragrances, and this scent is dope in my humble opinion. The fragrance comes from the house of Viktor and Rolf, and this one is Viktor and Rolf Infrared. This is a spice bomb flanker. With Spice Bomb Infrared, you're gonna get something that is warm and magnetic here. Also, there are really some notes here that are made to set your love life ablaze. There's red habanero, chili pepper, and red berry oil, amongst a whole host of other notes here. When you get deep into this scent, you can still smell that basis of that Spice Bomb smell, but it does change and shift into something of its own. A great scent that you should be trying out if you haven't already done so, a 2021 release. And the final fragrance that I want to talk about here is criminally underrated from the house of Byron Parfums, in my personal opinion. This fragrance is top tier, but it's not talked about, so we're going to talk about it today. The fragrance is from that Rouge Extreme collection, which I believe kind of fell under the radar because, well, COVID things being limited, etc. But we're talking about it. And the fragrance is that of the Chronic Rouge Extreme. Now this fragrance is super dope. Now the Chronic Rouge Extreme starts off creamy. In the top here you get melon, you get pear, and then you also get some raspberry. As you transition from the top into the mid of the scent, things begin to get spicy. You get some cinnamon there, you also get some of that amber for additional warmth. And in the base there's musk and patchouli. This one is a sensual scent that is just all around goodness in a bottle. It smells amazing, projection is good, longevity is okay, and it's really good for that close encounter situation, because when you think of the Chronic, you think of Dr. Dre, but when you think of Chronic in this end, you just think of it being dope. So those are 7 red hot fragrances to help you get laid, okay? And be sure to check out the discovery sets that are now available in stock and ready to go right now for the Valentine's Day season, because love is in the air. Again, within this red box here, you're gonna find some of your favorites for those date night environments. You're gonna find things like Soir Exclusive, XO Brandy, you'll find Intimis within here, Exalt Nuit, you'll find Serenade, the Embrace, and the list goes on. Within the black box here, you're going to find the latest and greatest in terms of those fresher scents as we come closer into springtime. And here you're gonna find fragrances like Away from Steven's collection. You'll also find the Key from my latest collection, or Elation and Veuve Matin. You'll also find NAVITUS, Rêve Nuit, and Carte Blanche, just to name a few. Again, these are pressurized atomizers, and the discovery set launch deal is going on right now, at least the time that this video was launched, so they may not be there forever. Again, purchase 1, you get 50% off. Purchase 2, you get 65% off, and that is great savings for 75 ml of fragrances to explore the entire line. That's all I have for you guys and girls out there today. As always, I'm your boy, Big B. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. And you already know what I need you to do. Just hit the goddamn bell.